Welcome back to Studio Chatter. Is your game closet a mess? How about the rest of the house? Too much clutter? Our resident organizer, Angie, has brought some great ideas to help. Please help us, Angie.
No, I said we're all doing this together, but yes, I've recently been doing some organizing with my daughter, Mallory. You guys know that. But we have a client that has, with all this pandemic, moved to her St. George house for a couple months. And so she's asked us to come in while her house is empty and just kind of revamp a couple spaces. So one of them, like, we've been working on the pantry, and you guys, because everyone's at home, you guys know, everyone's wanting to de-junk, reorganize, and the Container Store, Target, Walmart, all those favorite bins and containers are like on back order. It's crazy. But I'll share with you guys, like, we can talk pantry too, but the game closets, we've been doing the mudroom, and they probably had like 50 games. No, they have tons of games. So we decided, how can we look through this and do this differently? So we started looking online, and some of our favorite organizers had done this. And it was funny. We had started about 3 weeks ago, and it went from like these professional organizers. One did the same thing, and then a week later, the same thing just went down the line. So game organizing is a trend right now, you guys. So do you guys want me to tell you like what we did?
Yes. That was cool.
Okay. All right. So you start with your regular box of a game. Okay. And then you take a cutting board and a cutting tool, and you're going to cut off a piece of the game box. And then you're going to decant the whole game. So you take the whole game out of the box, you break down the box, you're throwing that away, and you're just keeping a piece of it. And then we purchased these bags on Amazon, and they're $20 for I think 12, and they're all different sizes. You can buy just one size, or you can buy like the combo pack, which makes it a little bit less expensive. But anyway, so you take these bags, you cut out the tag, you end up putting the tag, taping it onto the top of the bag, and then you put the content in the bag. So we just have like the board and the game and the instructions all in there, and then you can zipper it up into this cute little bag, and then you put that bag in a cute little box, if everyone can see that. Now we know
that takes up a lot less space.
A ton less space. But we did notice this, that it makes it very uniform and very pretty, which we love that. Aesthetically, it looks really nice. And then we're able to tuck that into the cupboard. But we did notice some of it, we didn't gain a whole bunch of space. We did a little bit, but it's just prettier in the space. Instead of the boxes stacked clear up to the top of the shelf, now we have like 2 or 3 inches of room, but not necessarily like creating a whole bunch of more space, but aesthetically super pretty. And then all those yucky boxes that are like all hanging off all over the place, they're taped together, those are gone.
I'm hiring you to come and do our games, because our games are the messy boxes, and like, you know, when you hit the operation boxes, it's like they're just stacked on top of each other. That's beautiful. Yeah.
And it's just so pretty, guys. I've loved it. Just one thing though, like some of them, there was like 2 games that were way too long, and so we just ended up putting the pieces in a little bag and then clipping it to it. And then those we're going to put in organizer file folders in the closet.
I tell you what, people are so brilliant to think up that stuff, Angie. Way to go. I would have never thought to take my games out of the boxes and put them in a bag.
Never. Well, we saw professional organizers doing it, and so we just kind of rolled with it. And everyone like started saying, like kind of shaming other organizers, like, hey, we saw that on so-and-so's post. And then she's like, if you'd listened to my whole post, you would see at the bottom, I do tag her in it and say, you know, I got that from there. But there's so much out there, guys. Do you have anything that you wanted to share?
Well, no, I just kind of wanted to say, ironically, before this whole thing started, I had some epiphany to organize my pantry. It was kind of weird, really. So I started going through all the old stuff and getting some of the random containers that I really hadn't used before. Everything was just kind of hodgepodge. It really, I mean, it has truly made a difference, though. I think especially during this time, because I made the snacks a little bit lower for the kids to have access to in their own little bins. And if they're, you know, going down too fast, then it's easier to say, okay, I'm not going to refill this one, or things that you're not accessing as much on top. But even the rolling organizers had invested in some of those. But like you said, I mean, not being able to just pop into TJ Maxx right now and grab a few more containers to organize, that's the tricky part to this, I believe.
It is like we're ordering it and they're back order, or sometimes we can do a pickup and then, but they'll only have 3 items in. It's just a constant battle to try and find products of certain kinds. I mean, like the OXO brand, like that's super popular, but like they're on sale in a lot of places. I think that the stores are catching on to everyone's at home kind of having time to do this. So we're seeing a lot of great deals out there right now too.
So last week I really worked on my pantry, like took the shelf, not the shelves off, the items that were on the shelf off, scrubbed it down with our care cleaner friends, the vinegar and Blue Dawn dish soap.
Yes.
Sprayed it down, wiped it down, it felt good. And I bet I spent 4 hours just organizing and cleaning, and I only got 3 shelves done. But here are a couple samples, nothing like Angie, but I have this from Target, and I just put all my pasta in it. I will say, I feel like it's just a money spender in a way, because it's not saving room, it just makes it more appealing to the eye. Pretty, which is nice. And then when we go in, we can, like, hey, there's all the pasta, right? But each basket, you're spending $12 for one basket. You're spending $9.99. Like I got these in, and how cute! All my ramen in this instead of the brown box that I've had for 30 years. Not, how you buy the pasta in the brown box. So this is a lot prettier, but this was $9.99. So you can spend hundreds of dollars just on organizing, just to make it look pretty. So then I'm like, dude, is it worth it?
But I believe this. I believe that if you can actually see it and it's not in a brown box, I feel like I have that available and I'm accessing it better and making better use of what I have instead of like going to the back. I'm like, oh, I wonder what's in the brown box and how old it is.
No,
and then
I
throw it away.
Natasha, a lady's home that we're doing in her pantry, when we took it all out, because that's what we tell everyone at first, you take it all out and you go through it and see what you got there. We threw away a lot of product that was really expired because you couldn't see it. It was tucked in the back. And then, you go and buy more and then you put it down in your cold storage maybe, and then you just forget that it's there. But gobs of different spices. And I think that spices and that kind of stuff is so tricky and hard to keep up to date, because sometimes you just need a little bit and then it expires. And so I was having a hard time because the kind of practical person in me was like, no, we can't throw that away now. And then she's like, it's expired, Mom. And I was like, then we have to buy new. But I do think that aesthetically it does look prettier, but it also is more inviting to go in there. Right. And it's like, oh, I want to cook. I can see those items. It makes you feel a little inspired, I guess, when the space is cleaned up.
I feel like we have so much different food right now. I haven't been to the grocery store in a week and a half. And I told my adult kids, they're 21 and 23, I'm not going to the store till we eat what's in that darn fridge so I can just wipe it out and get it clean. We're down to the bare minimum. And guys, I refuse. I am not going to the store. We have food to eat and we're going to eat it, by darn.
I am so proud of you, Stace. I know we did a little bit of overbuying at the first of the pandemic. And so we're kind of there too. I'm like, okay, Nellie's chili for a little bit. Lots of spaghetti stuff. Going on a carb diet. Yeah, I did find something cute on Amazon though. It's starting to get pretty and nice outside. And so I bought sidewalk chalk for my grandkids. And I've always wanted to kind of leave it outside because it's so messy, but I didn't know where to put it. So I found this container and it doesn't sit down, but there's a lid. So it's easy for them to access, but it's watertight and filled. And so I really love that one too. And that was only $12. So I felt like that was a good purchase.
And then you can just keep that in the garage or on your back patio or something.
Yep. Just keeping it on the back patio and it's all filled up, but we don't have to bring it inside. So it's all about containers. I feel like a lot of organizing is recontaining it somewhere.
Good job, friend.
Best for you.
I love it.
Yep.
Making the best use of your time. That's awesome.
Living the dream.
Well, the change in our school routines has us all a bit frustrated. Stay tuned as we talk to a principal.